It was easier, right? You could throw something up, throw some ads on it, make some money and chill out. Product dried up, throw in another one. Wasn't that hard, right? That's why you saw so many randoms throwing up YouTube channels talking about being gurus now, because it really wasn't that hard. Now it's more difficult. Now it's more competitive. Amazon is bigger than it's ever been. It's really got the e-commerce game locked down, and we have to be able to pull customers away from an Amazon. Happy New Year, eCom hackers, right? First, let me ask you guys a question, right? What is your goal for 2024, right? Is it more customers, more consistency, more profit, right? Do you want your store to finally allow you to escape that day job that has been suffocating you, right? Do you want to finally turn your store into the selling machine that you've been waiting for, right? Last year, more money was spent online than any year before. And if you want to claim your slice of that pie in 2024, you need to watch this entire episode because I am breaking down the biggest pitfalls to avoid so you can leave them behind in 2023 and some of the biggest and most powerful, most profitable trends that you can ride this year. So that way this year can be your best year yet, right? I'm going to be breaking down things that we've learned from generating well over $500,000 selling air freshener on Shopify and Amazon, right? What we learned helping dozens of students hit multiple six figures in multiple industries in the last year. And the most important trends that you need to know about. Sound good? Y'all ready for me to dive in? Right? What I need you to do is go ahead and like this stream, love this stream, whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching the hashtag replay, go ahead and like the stream so more folks in the group can see it. And so I know that you guys are ready, right? So before you move forward, make sure you like the stream and let's go ahead and get started, right? Happy New Year, eCom hackers, right? First, let me ask you guys a question, right? What is your goal for 2024, right? Is it more customers, more consistency, more profit, right? Do you want your store to finally allow you to escape that day job that has been suffocating you, right? Do you want to finally turn your store into the selling machine that you've been waiting for, right? Last year, more money was spent online than any year before. And if you want to claim your slice of that pie in 2024, you need to watch this entire episode because I am breaking down the biggest pitfalls to avoid so you can leave them behind in 2023 and some of the biggest and most powerful, most profitable trends that you can ride this year. So that way this year can be your best year yet, right? I'm going to be breaking down things that we've learned from generating well over $500,000 selling air freshener on Shopify and Amazon, right? What we learned helping dozens of students hit multiple six figures in multiple industries in the last year. And the most important trends that you need to know about. Sound good? Y'all ready for me to dive in, right? What I need you to do is go ahead and like this stream, love this stream, whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching the hashtag replay, go ahead and like the stream so more folks in the group can see it. And so I know that you guys are ready, right? So before you move forward, make sure you like the stream and let's go ahead and get started, right? So first, right, let's break down a little bit of a cold hard truth for you. There has been a global economic downturn in the last couple of years, ever since COVID, really, right? The recession fears that have gripped the US, well, in a lot of countries it hit, right? Inflation is a global issue. It's not just a US issue, despite how some of our politicians may spin it, right? It's a global issue, right? And what that means for us is that consumer behavior has changed. While more people than ever before are spending money online and shopping online, they are being more conscious. They are researching more. They are searching for deals and settling less, right? Trust is that much more important than ever. And it has completely changed the e-commerce landscape in a way that we didn't even have to worry about. There are things today we have to worry about that we didn't have to worry about a couple years ago, right? So there's a couple things I want to make sure that you guys leave behind in 2023, right? Some mistakes, some pitfalls that you really can't afford to keep doing if this is going to be a year for you, right? Number one, overseas drop shipping. Yeah, I know it hurts. I'm sorry, right? But if you are drop shipping products from China, right, or from overseas with extended delivery times, you aren't going to survive 2024, right? Especially not if you're selling to US-based consumers. In fact, in a recent study done by Statista, 40% of consumers expect their order within 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days, 40% of people expect that. How is that even possible? Dude, blame Amazon, right? Blame Amazon Prime for absorbing over 35% of online shopping, right? They have completely distorted people's shipping expectations, right? Now, does that mean if you're still doing 7 to 10 days that you can't get by? No, you absolutely can. But if you're looking at 2, 3, 4 week shipping times, absolutely not. You will not survive 2024. It's too competitive and you will be dealing with cancels left and right. So if some YouTuber, right, or some course that you got convinced you that you could still use AliExpress and drop ship from China and sell the trendiest product and make a bunch of money doing that, that's no longer the case. You're not going to enjoy success this year. So let me be the first one to break that to you, so that way we can help you course correct before things get scary for you, right? Next thing we want to make sure we're leaving behind this year: procrastination, slow walking, and taking your time to figure stuff out, right? When you are still balancing a day job, or maybe you have a brick and mortar store and you've been thinking about doing more online. You know you need to do more online, but you're kind of taking your time, you're watching YouTube stuff when you have time, touch and go, right? And it's just taking you a really long time to implement changes and make moves. Well, you need to leave that behind in 2023, right? You need to move past that mindset. Why? Because regulation is coming to e-commerce, right? The EU already enacted GDPR, right, which severely limits how much information companies can keep on you, right? That is the biggest reason why Facebook ads and all these other ad platforms are a lot more expensive than they used to be, right? In 2018, you could drop ship products from overseas, run some cheap Facebook ads because Facebook had thousands upon thousands of data points on people, and you could make money. You could make enough money off impulse purchases where you could scale, and boom, that's how a lot of that stuff worked. That's why a lot of those videos on YouTube, some of you guys are still watching now, not understanding how things have changed, right? That's no longer the case. And the same regulations that really tore through Europe are going to be coming to the United States as far as what is called third-party data, right? Facebook is an example of third-party data. They store all your information, right? All these social media platforms are like that. They keep information on you. Those limitations are coming. And in fact, there are several large e-commerce brands in the United States that have already been hit by litigation. So that's how you know, again, that regulation is going to be coming. In addition, how many big brands have we seen go under because they failed to adapt to changing times? They took their time, right? Toys R Us took its time, right? Sports Authority took its time, right? How many brands are no longer with us? Macy's, right? They're no longer with us because they didn't adapt fast enough, right? Maybe even in the chat, type a couple brands that are no longer with us because they failed to adapt, right? Things are changing. more regulation is coming, right? And it is that much more important for you guys to get in and build some momentum now before they clamp down on data like that, right? Before they clamp down on data. Let me show you guys this from Forbes. All right. So I'm going to drop a link to this article in the comments below this video, right? Because I really encourage you guys to take a look so you can really understand some of the compliance and regulation things that are going to be coming, and the fact that they're going to have more AI, right? More bots monitoring this stuff, which means they'll catch people faster when they're making some of these expensive mistakes, right? So it's going to be that much more important for you to get away from what we call third-party cookies, right? I.e., relying completely on cold ads on insert paid advertising platform, right? And more on first-party data, which is, again, information that you have about your leads, information that you have about your customers, right? And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but I can't stress this enough, how important it is to seize the day, right? You do not have forever to figure this out. The gatekeepers are coming. Too many big brands have gone under, and they want to have some type of institutional advantage over you guys, right? You can't have multi-million-dollar companies with million-dollar CEOs and middle managers and multiple physical locations going under while, small agile brands are blowing up. The politicians aren't going to let that go on for too much longer. That's why regulation is coming in a major way, again, from data to even how we're able to follow up and communicate with our customers. Get in now so that way you can prepare and adapt to the changes versus getting completely left behind. So again, right? Stop jogging your feet. The other thing is a major thing that we need to leave behind in 2023. Lack of follow-up. Lack of follow-up, right? So again, think about what we've talked about so far and the way that things have changed and how customers are being more conscious about their purchases, again, due to inflation. I'm not making this up, right? Prices have gone up. We're being more scrupulous, right? And you combine that with the fact that the channels that we could use before, more regulation is coming. So they can't keep as much data on us, which means the advertising is going to be even lower, quote unquote, return on investment, right? Especially if you don't have any data on the people you're selling to. So what that means for you is you need to build your own base of people that you can talk to and stop relying on impulse shoppers to get by, right? There are too many options online. There are too many people selling online. There's less impulse shopping, lower ROI, and you're going to see less response from your social media promoting that may have worked before. So again, what do we mean when we're talking about more follow-up, more touch points, email, text messaging, retargeting? We're going to talk about that shortly. But these are things that you can't afford not to do anymore in 2024, right? You can't afford to not be building your own list of people who have opted in to get information from you, right? Bought from you before, and we're continuing to communicate with them because they already, quote unquote, trust us, right? We've built a little bit of a relationship, permission to reach out to them, permission to keep their data. Now we can use that for our advertising the way that we want to be able to use it. The other thing we need to get past, fear of tech, right? I talk to a lot of business owners, right? Store owners, especially, just to be honest, especially in the minorities, right? There is a delay in adapting to the technology, right? There are a lot of brick and mortar places where you guys you have your own brick and mortar boutique, right? You have your own brick and mortar place where you sell all sorts of things, right? And you're trying to transition online, but again, we tell ourselves things like, oh, I'm not comfortable with technology, right? Oh, I'm not tech savvy. Some of you watching this right now, tell yourselves things like this, right? But it's not true. And you can't afford to lie to yourself like that anymore, right? Tech savvy, no one is born tech savvy. No one is born knowing how to do all this tech stuff that you need to know how to do to be successful in e-commerce, right? You develop that skill, you develop it. And the more time that you spend using these systems, looking at this stuff, looking at your analytics, the more it will make sense, the more comfortable you will get, the more you spend time messing around in your Shopify backend, putting stuff together in your Facebook ads manager, Google ads manager, looking at this stuff, it will become more clear. You can't tell yourself that you're not tech savvy anymore and use that as an excuse to move slow, or think that you have to pay a developer or a freelancer on Fiverr to do everything for you. Why? Because then you're just going to be waiting and waiting and waiting for stuff. If it doesn't come out the right way, then you got to go back and forth with them. And simple projects end up taking weeks, right? How many of you guys know how that feels, right? How many of you have experienced something like that, right? Where it's a tech thing, you in your mind think it's quick, try to outsource it cheap because you don't feel comfortable doing it. And now it takes forever and you're doing so much back and forth, you could have done it your damn self, all right? Raise your hand in the chat or just type in me if you have experienced that before, right? Comfort comes with repetition. Technology is going to advance more, not less. So get comfortable with this stuff. And the only way you are going to get comfortable is if you engage with it every day. Don't run from it. Don't think that you have to hire somebody. You don't have the time and you don't need to be wasting capital with simple things that you can do for yourself today, waiting for it a month, right? And then the last thing that we absolutely need to leave behind in 2023 is the infectious part-time passive income mindset that you could kind of get away with in ecom before, right? A lot of the gurus over the last couple of years have been selling like the passive income, right? Especially like the dropshipper type gurus, right? Passive income, passive income. It's an income stream, right? Part-time this, part-time that. That mindset is going to be toxic moving forward. Why? Because again, online retail has gotten more competitive than ever. In 2018, you had lots of drop shippers and big brands, right? You had more data. It was easier, right? You could throw something up, throw some ads on it, make some money and chill out. Product dried up, throw in another one. Wasn't that hard, right? That's why you saw so many randoms throwing up YouTube channels talking about being gurus now, because it really wasn't that hard. Now it's more difficult. Now it's more competitive. Amazon is bigger than it's ever been. It's really got the e-commerce game locked down, and we have to be able to pull customers away from an Amazon, right? Not only that, but online retail was maybe kind of optional before, at least in the minds of some, right? But now we all know that it's not. So every mom and pop with a physical location, right? Every smart seller that you see at these pop-up shops and these, business weekends where they have like fairs and stuff, and there's all these people with their stores set up on the side, right? All of them know that they need to sell their products online. I talk to them, which is you guys, a lot, and they're all competing in the same space. So you're not going to build the type of brand that you need to, a competitive one, to fend off all these other brands, thinking that you're going to do it part-time, little to no money down, right? It would just be like an income stream while you do 10 other things. E-commerce is not that. And you can't bring that mindset into 2024. All right. So these are the biggest things that we need to avoid. Again, this isn't my opinion. This is based off data, right? Industry data, industry trends, right? We can't afford to be subjecting our customers to extended delivery times. They won't stand for it. It'll cost you money in returns. We can't afford to take time and procrastinate and think we can slow walk through implementation of all this stuff, because regulation is going to be closing the door on a lot of the things that are working now, right? You can't afford to not be following up, because customers are doing more research and being more frugal with their coin. So they want to make the right decision. And if you're not there when they're doing their research, you are going to miss out. And then, of course, we need to get past the fear of technology and the passive income toxic mindsets that have infected this industry for too long, right? That's bottom line things that we got to leave behind if 24 is going to be anything positive for you. So if you're committed to any of those things that I just talked about, right? It's okay. Go ahead and exit this live stream. You're not going to like any of what I have to say next, right? But if you're still here, right, and you're ready to discover some of the biggest trends that you can ride moving into 2024, see some examples, right? Go ahead and drop that fire emoji in the chat for me, right? Make sure we like the stream. Drop that fire emoji so I know that you're picking up the value bombs that we're putting down and that we're dropping, right? Drop the fire emoji. Make sure you like the stream. I want to make sure that you guys are paying attention, whether you're watching this hashtag live, whether you're watching the hashtag replay, like the stream, drop a fire emoji, and let's talk about what's actually going to make you some money this year, now that we know the things that we need to completely avoid from 2023. Sound good? Yeah? Okay. So first things first, right? Like we said before, there's a lot more competition now. People are being more frugal. They're researching more, right? They want to feel more comfortable and more confident doing business with you. And it's more expensive to get a customer today than it ever was. So one of the easiest ways to counter that is by using sales funnels inside your business, right? A sales funnel is a focused buying experience that can eliminate distractions and maximize your customer value on the spot, right? Let me show you an example of a sales funnel. Okay, so this is a sales funnel of one of my eCom sales engine students who did what, almost 89, or actually a little bit over $89,000 in sales last month. Not last year, last month, leveraging a sales funnel in his e-commerce business, right? And what we're talking about is, again, eliminating distractions, right? Making focused offers, of course, capturing leads like you just saw there, right? But making focused offers and really delivering the value and giving folks enough information to want it and feel confident in doing business with you, right? You can see that there's little to no distractions. You can see he's talking about major offer, really leaning into the benefits of what the product can solve. And again, look, there's a page about one product, not the whole collection. Here's all the stuff you can get from me. I have 100 SKUs. No, sell one thing. Make one sexy offer. What's your best seller? Move that. What's your best selling bundle? Move that, right? If you have a customer that walks in your door and you know they got an Amex in their pocket and a $50,000 credit limit, all you have to do is show them something that they want. What will you show them? What will you say to them to sell the dream? What can you say to them to overcome objections? And how can you eliminate distractions? That's what sales funnels and landing pages do, right? And that's what this entire page is designed to do. Keep them focused, make a sexy offer to get their customer value up. Not talking to you about a bunch of things, talking to you about one thing and different ways to get even better options, right? Now, what you guys don't see here is what happens after someone buys, right? When I talk about sales funnels, I'm not talking about just selling one thing to one person or even a couple of things to one person. I'm talking about really keeping them on a buyer's journey where you can sell multiple things to them as they go through that purchase experience, right? You can come here and think maybe you're just going to spend, maybe you pick the middle up, maybe you just spend 59. But then after several different upsells and some of the different combinations that we do after the sale, you could walk out of here spending $100, $150, right? That makes your customers more valuable on the spot. It helps eliminate distractions so they're not thinking about a bunch of things, right? It helps you make sure that you keep enough information in front of them to help them feel confident on the spot, right? And then it helps you be consistent with what you're talking to them about, right? Sometimes they hear it one time, it's not enough. They need to hear it again and again. And by making sexy offers, eliminating distractions and maximizing that customer value on the spot. That can help you get better return on investment from your ads, more money from your social media posts, and it's easier to manage than all 100, 150 SKUs on your store, thinking that you have to do, figure out how to sell all your stuff. Hey, come and check out my collection. Nobody wants to check out your collection, right? But if you have a sexy offer that you can make, well, yeah, people are interested in offers. They're looking for offers. So what type of offers are you making to help you stand out, right? And the best part about leveraging landing pages and sales funnels is how easy it is to test, right? I could send 100 clicks here. I can test this versus a different headline versus a different offer versus a video. Which converts better? You see how I can do more with less, right? That's why sales funnels are one of the best ways to really take advantage of in 2024, because it allows you to make sexier offers that stand out from the crowd. It allows you to keep your customers focused, eliminate distractions, and boost your conversion rate. And it allows you to make additional offers to dramatically increase your customer value today, right? And that could be the difference between making money on your ads and losing money on your ads, right? If you got a $20 cost per customer and a customer is worth 35 bucks to you, make a little bit of money, right? You don't love the math, but you make a little bit of money. But if that same customer is worth $100 instead, and that you have the same cost to get the customer in the door, it's a no-brainer, right? Major competitive advantage for you guys. We use landing pages in every brand that I work with, right? It's incredibly powerful, right? Made us a ton of money, made a good amount of my students a lot of money as well. Sales funnels and landing pages, major opportunity to stand out in 2024 and help you get better return on investment while advertising costs continue to rise. If you guys want to find out more about what Clarence did with CurvePen and how it helped him get to $50,000 a month, $87,000 a month, we actually put together a case study on that, right? So if you want to see that case study, type case study in the chat, right? Type, whether you're watching it live, whether you're watching a replay, we'll still see it. Type case study in the chat, right? Or if you're watching this on YouTube, type case study in the comments, right? And then we'll make sure we can get you access to that so you can see and learn more about exactly what he did and his journey to go from, 0 to nearly $100,000 a month last year. It's pretty wild. All right. Next thing that is going to be incredibly important to your success in 2024, call it a unfair advantage, text message marketing, SMS marketing. There's another reason when I talk to you guys about regulation and how moving slow is not an option, right? Because this is the number one thing that these guys want to regulate, right? Text messaging. Right now, think about how many emails are in your inbox right now. 100, 1,000, 10,000 or more. Right? I was talking to one of my students the other day, had 70,000 emails in his Gmail. What does yours look like right now? Yes, email is still the most profitable marketing channel. Yes, email is still mandatory for any e-commerce brand, but text is a cheat code right now if you know how to do it well. Let me show you guys this. Take a look at this. So as I mentioned before, right? You did well over $500,000 in sales last year, right? Between Shopify and Amazon. This is just from Shopify. And this is just from text messaging in Shopify. What if I told you, you give me $7,500 and I'll give you $93,000? What would you say to me? I bet you'd find that 7,500, wouldn't you? Even if you don't got it. Even if you don't have 2 dimes to your name right now, I bet you'll find 7,500 if you knew it could make you $93,000, right? That's what text messaging did for us last year. Text message marketing. And I'm still refining my strategy here and tapping in, and even the strategies that we've already got mastered and practiced and dialed in, right? The stuff we talk to our students about, still insane, right? Here's the thing I really want you guys to pay attention to, right? So again, like I said earlier, there's nothing passive about e-commerce, right? There's nothing passive about it. It's not an income stream, right? It is a business, but there are certain things in e-commerce, certain systems that you can leverage that are set and forget. In fact, let me show you the closest thing to passive income. Actually, no, the second closest thing to passive income that you're going to see, right? Look at this. This is automated text message flows, right? We use a lot of custom automated text message flows, right? Maybe we'll do that in a case study, but I talk to my students about this type of thing all the time. But look at this, right? $350 to make nearly 50,000. That's not me talking. That's not me throwing some random screenshot on the screen, some random whatever on the screen, and you don't know if it's real. These are our numbers, right? If I told you, give me $350 and I'll give you $47,000, would you believe me? Hell no, right? You call the people on me. You'd be like, who's this guy with his Nigerian last name selling me a dream about giving him $350 and he'll give me nearly $50,000? Please arrest him. Hey, I get it, right? I welcome the skepticism, but the numbers say what they say, right? Numbers don't lie. This is automated. I set and forget that. It just comes in. It just works. And I can focus on other things. And when I know I have something, a channel with 134% return on investment, you're goddamn right I'm leaning into it. I'm going to lean into these even more in 2024. And I encourage you to do the same thing before the regulation comes and they start to make this a lot more difficult for folks like yourself to start doing it, right? So don't think that you have forever to figure this stuff out, because you don't. So again, major trend to surf in 2024. Next one we want to cover, subscriptions. Subscriptions, Netflix cash, Netflix money, right? Money in the bank on the first of the month, right? If you guys are ready for me to break down how subscriptions can help you get ahead in 2024, drop that rocket emoji for me. You guys know here at Maxer Sales, right? Traffic and conversions, the rocket ship is my thing. Drop a rocket emoji or a GIF, whatever you like, right? Subscriptions are your key to really blowing up in 2024, right? Subscriptions. So what do I mean when I'm talking about subscriptions and what they mean in e-commerce, right? Let me show you a little something. So again, there's another article I'm going to drop a link to in the comments below this video, right? And it really starts to break down how subscription models can really help you, whether the economy is up, whether it's down, and how e-commerce brands are really taking advantage of it. The smart e-com brands are taking advantage of it, right? And it really goes into that. But the biggest key to why subscription models are incredibly important now as you move forward is because, like we said before, customer acquisition is getting more and more expensive, right? Again, it was dirt cheap. You could run $5 Facebook ads in 2018. Try it now. This is what allows you to pay whatever you need to pay to get that customer in the door the first time, because you're not playing for customer number one or purchase number one. You're playing for numbers 2, 3, 4, right? How would you like to be able to start each month in the green? How would you like to be able to have like a Netflix style auto bill charging your customers on a regular basis, having your products shipped to them on autopilot, right? You sell jewelry, cool. Send them a custom jewelry box, right? You sell supplements, oh God, it's easy. Let them subscribe. Anything consumable, right? Let them subscribe and have it sent to your doorstep. Skincare, let them subscribe, right? Hair care, let them subscribe. Anything. Apparel, give them a swag box, right? You can customize their swag box based on their preferences. The goal of having these type of subscription programs in your business is so that way you can get 20 to 30% of your customers to become repeat buyers, subscription buyers, right? They're on the hook for 20, 30, 40, $50 a month every month, like clockwork. Again, this is the number one closest thing in e-commerce to passive income, right? Again, it's not passive because you still have to fulfill the order, but you don't need to continue marketing to them, right? You can set up membership areas and things inside Shopify where they go and they can adjust their frequency and whatnot, and they can do all that internally, right? And you can really build this as an automated system that just goes after your best customers and makes it a no-brainer to get them to subscribe. And now, instead of starting every month from zero, okay, let's do it all over again. That's 2023, man. Get them to subscribe. Go after your best customers, get them to subscribe. And even if you pay an arm and a leg to get them to buy the first time, well, if 1 out of every 4 customers becomes a subscriber and they're paying you every single month, how valuable is that customer? Right? One customer over the course of a year can pay for your, depending on what your budget is, like your entire monthly marketing budget, right? You get enough of them and your monthly marketing budget is covered before you spend a dime. How cool would that be? All right. So major opportunity. And don't tell me, unless you're selling like technology and unless you're selling technology, there's no reason not to have some type of subscription option in your business. It works no matter what you sell. And for those of you that are in tech and you're like, well, I sell tech. Okay, well, extended warranties, right? Extra support, training, things to help them use the tech better. You can get them to subscribe to that sort of thing. And again, now we have that consistent Netflix style revenue coming in, and that gives you a nice safe floor, whether the economy is up, whether the economy is down, doesn't matter, because subscriptions go like that. Even when you lose subscribers, as long as you're adding enough new, that happens no matter what the economy does. That's magic right there, right? That's something you can't do on Amazon, something you can't do on Etsy, right? That's something you would have a hard time doing if you're just randomly drop shipping whatever you think is hot or whatever some YouTuber tells you is the thing that you need to drop ship right now. No, you build a brand, you talk to the right people, and you get the right people to subscribe to your products. And now you go into each month with a level of confidence that you've never enjoyed or experienced before. Imagine growing a subscription program every single month. What's it going to look like by the end of the year? Right? Massive opportunity that maybe 1 to 2% of store owners are taking advantage of right now. Big brands are, right? Check out Rihanna, right? And her Savage X Fendi. You have to subscribe just to get her pricing. How much money is she making on the first of every month? Right? Why do you think Rihanna doesn't make music anymore? Because of e-commerce. Major opportunity, you guys. Major opportunity. If you want some ideas on how to incorporate subscriptions and auto rebills into your business, right? Again, it's easy, but it's not simple, right? Drop subscription in the comments below, and we'll talk to you about we'll set up like a one-on-one, talk to you a little bit about how that could potentially work for your brand, if it would work, if it wouldn't work, give you a little bit of insight. So again, type subscription into the comments if you want a little bit more information on that. And then the last major trend to ride in 2024, right? One of the biggest opportunities that I've personally seen in years, and I've been I've been marketing online for a little bit, man. Don't let the youthful look fool you guys, right? This, what I'm about to talk to you about now, is one of the biggest changes we have ever seen in maybe since the advent of the internet. And it's going to change e-commerce forever. What is it? Hey, that was a big lead in, Mike. AI, artificial technology. There's no way you haven't heard about it yet, unless you're living under a rock or you're watching too much stuff on TikTok, right? AI is changing the future of tech, changing the future of our human lifestyles in general, right? And it is the new internet as far as how it's going to dramatically change how we live, right? You want to take advantage of it now. You want to get in it now and be an early adopter. So that way, as more and more people get used to it, you already are way ahead of them, right? There's OpenAI's Chat GPT. That's one most folks have heard about, right? There's Google's Bard, which is their own built-in AI. Microsoft has already incorporated AI into their Internet Explorer or Edge, whatever they're calling it these days. And it's able to adjust searches, deliver stuff for you. AI is absolutely a game changer right now if you know how to use it the right way, especially when we talk about AI powered content and what a massive opportunity that is for you guys. When you think about how difficult it is to do stuff for social media, do stuff for your follow up, do stuff for your pages, do stuff for your landing pages, do stuff for your ads, do stuff for blank, 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 fill in the blank. You can have AI create a lot of that stuff for you. Logos, graphics, banners. You can have it create all type of stuff for you. Designs for print on demand or just design in general. You can have it create all sorts of stuff for you now. Today, now, instantly, right? Major opportunity for you. And things that might have taken you a month before, if you know how to use it the right way, could take you a day, could take you a week. You can do more as a solo business owner than you have ever been able to do before, right? Simply by taking advantage of AI and the massive advantages it can give you in your marketing, especially, right? Now, it's not all just pluses, right? There are some things that you want to be aware of when it comes to AI. So let me just go over some of the things that you need to be prepared for in AI. All right, so again, we're heading on back to Forbes, right? Again, this isn't Mike telling you guys stuff. This is, yes, a lot of what I've learned, but this is also, industry trends, major players in the game trying to give you guys the heads up if you're smart enough to look, right? And AI and its adoption is absolutely exploding. Again, we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg, and more people are picking up on it. More and more companies and brands are incorporating AI into the things that they do, right? Into all sorts of things, right? From personalization. And this is big when it comes to like how you're doing your follow-up. It's going to be able to not only tell you things based on what people have done, it's going to help predict things that people might do. And it's going to be able to do that on its own, right? It's going to be able to basically work for you with less input, change things rapidly, maybe even before you're aware of it, or at least make recommendations to you before you're aware of it, right? Look, what do you think this is about? How's that? What do you mean product descriptions that literally write themselves? What could they be talking about? What do you think they're trying to sell you right now? Right? Same stuff I'm talking to you guys about. Leveraging AI to work for yourself. Right? Now, a big thing, and that's why I say this, some of you guys need to know about, is AI powered search, right? And how that is going to change things, right? For those of you who are big on SEO or you've been watching stuff on SEO and you're like, well, I like the idea of SEO because I can do it for free and I can get free traffic. And, I just create content and put in the time and eventually I'll just see a wave of free traffic and I'll be number one on Google, etc. Well, with the AI powered search engines, a lot of the things that we're sending SEO signals aren't going to be as important anymore because the AI is going to be doing things based off of, more different data points based off of what it's gathering from consumers and users, less about where your place is listed and if your title tags and stuff are correct, if you have enough backlinks. It's going to pay less attention to that and more on how useful you are, right? And this right here, you guys, mark my words, this right here is how they're going to give the big brands and major retailers an advantage over the rest of us. That's how they're going to do it right there. Because if you thought Google was nebulous in how it does its search engine rankings, what do you think the AI is going to be? Oh, well, it's an algorithm. How does it work? What can I do to increase my rankings in your algorithm? It's a robot, dude. Right? So this is when I talk to you guys about, hey, look, you can worry about SEO and some of the other stuff after you're already established. Stuff like this is why. Stuff like this is why, right? You want to be able to control your audience. You want to be able to control your list. You want to be able to control your leads and control the data, right? So you're not worried about if someone can find you from a search engine, right? You can just go talk to your list and send them to your store. Always be building your list, you guys, right? This right here is going to be the next, right? The next apocalypse moment where they're like, oh, it's a Google slap and all of us lost our rankings. I'm telling you, right? Wait till they start putting more barred stuff into the Google search engine rankings. It's coming. But as far as right now, knowing how to get ahead of this stuff, knowing how to use AI to work for you, rapidly create the content and the materials and the assets that you need for your brand without having to hire a bunch of people, that's a major competitive advantage for you. So just to recap, right? Sales funnels, an amazing way to maximize your customer value at the point of sale, boost your marketing ROI. Lean into that in 2024. SMS for engagement, return investment, automation, and personalization. Lean into that in 2024 before the regulators try to lock it down. Subscriptions for predictability and massive return on investment, right? Lean into that. Figure out how to do that the right way. If you're not sure, obviously we can help you with that, right? But roll that sort of stuff out into your business so that way you can refine it. And by the time you get to the holiday season, you have a business bank account of customers, right? And leverage AI for productivity, engagement, and scale, right? You'll be able to use AI to help you communicate with your customers, man your customer service and messaging and DMs, right? Handle a lot of your social media stuff for you. What you're going to be able to do with AI this year is going to be incredible. We're already using it right now to do some amazing stuff. And I already know what's coming down the pipeline. I'm going to take advantage of it. I want you guys to take advantage of it as well, right? So did you guys take a lot of value away from this, right? Do you feel more prepared for 2024, right? Did you hear some mistakes that you may have been making? Again, it's not your fault if you were, right? Maybe not your background, but it is your responsibility to do something different. It is your responsibility to, now that you know what the trends are going to be, to know how to ride them. Now that you know what the mistakes are, to avoid them. And I promise you this, you're in the right place, right? Traffic and conversions, right? The eCom sales engine. I'm here to help you guys take advantage of the revolution that's going on, help you ride the wave and help you build the dream business that you've been dreaming about, the one that you desire, the one that you deserve, right? I'm here to help. And if you want some personal attention for your store, you want us to take a look at your store, go over some of your marketing, make some recommendations, identify some mistakes that you might be making, go ahead and apply for a free strategy session, right? And we'll do a breakdown of your store, give you some ideas and some things that you can nip in the bud, right? So if you want to set up a free strategy session, again, not a sales call, literally the opportunity to for us to take a look at a couple things and give you some ideas. Type strategy into the chat. Again, whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching the hashtag replay, right? Type strategy in the chat if you want some expert eyeballs on your brand and your marketing ideas, so that way 2024 can be your best year yet. I'm here to help. I believe in you, and I will see you in traffic and conversions. You guys have a great day. This has been the eCom State of the Union 2024. Take care.